This is The Real Shift with Templeton Walker
and Kristen Cantrell,
where we break down all things Real Broker, why we both decided to move our businesses to Real Brokerage. We interview top agents from across the nation, like you're going to hear today. You guys, welcome back to The Real Shift podcast with Templeton and
Kristen.
And today I'm excited because we're going to actually tell your story.
Yes, we are.
Of how you ended up at Real Brokerage.
Okay.
Okay, start us at the front. When did you move?
Okay. I moved to Real in May of 2024, so I'm still a baby at Real.
Okay, so what was the catalyst, or like how, can you give us some context on how you even started to think about it? Because you were like, not gonna move.
Yeah, I completely thought that Real was just a ripoff of EXP. I've actually said that sentence out of my mouth before.
I've heard it.
And I was like, and it was just, to me, I'm like, why would you go with like the lesser company, the one that hasn't like done all the things? The reason I started looking at it was I was at EXP, and I had the first time I heard about Real was I had a group of guys in my organization at EXP, and they had grown to a 100-person organization, and they were this awesome cop group, and they told me one day they were leaving to go to Real, and I said, why? I don't understand. Like, I could not understand why you would leave with 100 people in the situation that they were in, and so that was my first hit. And then I had another girl who was one of my Icon agents, which Icon is like, you know, somebody who sells 30. Yeah, it's like an elite agent. And she was like, Kristen, just tell me, like, is this stupid? But I'm thinking about moving to Real. And I'm like, yes, it's stupid. Like, why would you do this? You know, so I'm arguing. And then I'm like, so she left. And then I was just frustrated with it because it was like a buzz all of a sudden. And I kept hearing about it. And more than anything, it would just annoy me. And then one day, I had become good friends with Randy Mendez at this point, and we talked, you know, every single day because we were building out our other business together, Moms in Real Estate, and she's like, hey, did you just see that Dustin Brome moved to Real, and he had a 350-person organization at EXP? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, why would he do that?
That was similar org size to what you had?
Yeah, I had 220 at the time.
After the losses.
Yeah, I had 350. Group. Yeah.
So you're starting to have attrition, which is probably making you wonder a little like, what the heck? For sure.
And I was at like a standstill with my organization.
Like
years,
I
actually put it on the back burner because I was like, nobody wants to hear about this. Like, I had to chase people to talk about it. And then they'd be like, they wouldn't want to talk about it. They wanted to be in community with me and come to my retreats and like do other things with me, be a part of Connect and Cultivate is what it was at the time. But they were like a hard no when it came to EXP. And I'm like, you know, whatever. Like, I'm just going to put this on the back burner. The thought of leaving EXP just wasn't on the table. And so when these conversations started happening, I was like, what if like I did leave, you know? And so anyways, when Randy said that, she said, would you be open to going on a phone call with him? And I was like, sure. And so I went like totally wall up, right? So I'm just listening to this dude who's a total bro. I love you, Dustin, now. But I'm like talking, and he's sharing his story on why he left. And as he's talking, he's literally hitting so many pain points that I had been shoving down and ignoring. And so I just remember getting off that call and calling Randy and being like, I don't know what to do because that's like something I really want to do. And me leaving EXP was going to be like, it was going to be
like a divorce.
Yeah, it was going to be like a divorce. And then also like, not to mention like, what about all these people that are with me and what are they going to think? And I know this is a good decision for me, but what about them? So I started looking at it more from their perspective, right? So I started thinking about like my friends in my head, like Rachel Krill and Mindy Jones and Aaron Etheridge and all these people I like really admired that were in my organization at EXP. And when I looked from each of their eyes, I was like, this is better for them. So I remember I called Rachel first and I told her, and she goes, well, when are we fucking going? And I was like,
that sounds like
oh
Rachel.
My gosh. I'm like, okay, so, you know, and I'm thinking that. And then I called you and I was like, hey, you want to go grab coffee? And I just like started having a conversation with you about it. And the more conversations I had, the more attracted I was to the brand. Because what I was building at the time was a community where it was very inclusive. And it was literally my entire brand is all about being inclusive. And I was at a company that was like the opposite of inclusive. And I was like not invited to so many tables. And so I loved when I started hearing about Real and how they don't allow that and there's no silos there. That was the biggest attraction piece for me that opened my eyes.
So I remember when we met and co-sponsor had just come out. So you were, what was really cool is you were able to name me and Dustin.
Me and Randy. Or me,
Oh,
you and Randy.
You and Randy, and then Randy named.
And then Randy named Dustin, yeah.
Okay. So it was just like the structure allowed for you to do what you needed to do strategically.
Yes.
That's put us in business together, which has been insane. One point I want to touch on, though, is like you were at 220, having a plateau and then attrition.
Yeah.
And now where are you today?
Dang it, I meant to look before we got on here.
I think I look at yours more because you're half my
What
org.
am I at?
I think you're like 320, 330.
I know I'm over 330.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you've grown 33%.
Well, the
more.
crazy thing, so if anyone's playing the agent attraction game, so if you're listening, you might be like, I'm full in production, right? And this might not make sense to you. But if you are a builder and you're thinking about the agent attraction game, what was so hard for me at EXP was my front line. Like, I think the most I ever got my front line was like 33 people. What that means is who names you as sponsor.
Yeah.
At Real, I have literally not reached out to one person. I have had 59 people, and today I just talked to, I have people lined up that are naming me as sponsor more than this. So 59 people to date that have put me as sponsor without me asking anybody to meet with me about Real. So that's in a year and a half. Like, that's literally wild, right? And so it's like raising my hand and attaching myself to this brand that is in total alignment with everything else I'm building has been such a great move.
I experienced the same. I think I'm at 50, and it hasn't been this hard sell or some chase.
Yes.
It's been inbound.
Yeah.
And then what's been really cool is now that I'm fully built, it's been great to be like, hey, Kristen, this person reached out.
Yeah.
Let's have them name you.
Yeah.
Or we'll co-sponsor them so we could both.
Yes.
Because I don't want them in my world, and if they're not with you, then it's like, you would still help because I know you, but it's like, it just feels better.
Yeah. Well, it's so nice to be in a position to say like, hey, what makes sense with this agent? Like, what are their needs? And like, is there someone else that I can pair them with that will actually like really, really enhance this person's experience?
You could start to bless the network. I just brought a buddy over, Jake, who's actually working for me. But I had him name Jeremy Fust as a co-sponsor.
Love that.
Which Jeremy's under you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're winning on that. It's like these wins happen unbeknownst to your friends.
I know. It is so cool.
And it's cool because, and then once you have a large enough network, you can start to kind of bless the network in that way.
Yeah.
So what, you build communities so well.
Thank you.
And your businesses are based around that. Your other businesses, you crush it in your other businesses. You had mentioned how EXP, like you almost didn't even want to bring it up those worlds anymore. And now you're seeing so much growth. Has that been a nice catalyst? Like, is Real even helping you grow the other ones?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. They're also like they all are so fluid. It's so great. I feel like I've worked for a decade at like planting seeds and building relationships. And I feel like I'm at this spot with each thing that I've built, my Real network, Moms in Real Estate, and Hello Culture. And I don't care where anybody's at. Like, genuinely in my heart, I don't care if you're at EXP, Realty Executives, wherever, literally don't care. However, all of these relationships, it just like brings like people like and trust me because of the person I've shown up as for the last decade. And now that I'm at a brand that they're like, I want to hear about that. And I want to talk to you about it because I've seen how you've shown up. That's been so nice. And so it's just, I don't know. It's been easier.
Well, you've done amazing. And
Thanks.
I know I always give you credit, but like I didn't even really realize the opportunity until you chose to name me. And then I saw what you did. Because I was like still super productive on the investment side. And then I wasn't looking at the revenue share much or that.
Yeah.
Like it was working, but it was all broken.
Yeah.
And then you were like temp. And you showed me like how to think through it. And now it's like changed my life. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Everyone should look at it. I feel like I get, we talked about this a little bit ago, but a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to do agent attraction. I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, why? You literally are recruiting buyers and sellers. Why wouldn't you just like expand your mind to understanding that you're just getting in front of people? And if you're already in front of real estate agents, like why not open up that opportunity for you and your family?
And I've seen so many agents that aren't even trying to grow some big network, but they're making thousands of dollars a month extra.
Yes.
And they are productive. And if you're productive, if you hit elite, you should be at Real Brokerage.
Yeah.
That's about 30 homes a year.
Yeah.
Because now you have the stock award.
Yeah.
And then you have the culture and you have the connectivity and then you have the rev share. It's like you just start to look at the sum of all parts and you're like, if you're productive, you should be at Real. So what would your message be to someone listening to this, considering a move? Like, You're having these conversations daily and weekly.
Yeah.
What is your message to that person that's listening to this? Like, I want to talk to her, like, but I'm scared, or I don't know how to
Don't
make
be
the leap.
scared, because I can tell you, like, if you just are open to having a conversation with me, I'm going to listen to everything that you say. And then honestly, the gift that God gave me is to connect you with who's going to make it happen with what you're looking to do. So I will literally connect you with the best person at Real. And if it's not me, and like we're talking about co-sponsorship, but just be open. Like, I'm not going to hard sell you on Real. It's just like, let me hear what you're trying to do, and let's try to figure out how we make that happen.
I love that. That's what I love about you, is just like, it's always abundant. It's always like who, not how.
Yeah.
And you crush it. And
Thanks.
like, you've literally changed my life. Whenever I look at my rev share thing, you know, I'm at over 620 or 630
So
now.
cool.
But then there's Kristen Cantrell, and it's like 330, and I'm like, I love you, Kristen. Like, thank you.
Well, it's fun. It's fun when you're around people that get it. Like, it really is. When people are like, I really want to build something, and they take it seriously and they treat it as a business, and you get to have those conversations, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
It is definitely fun. One thing we didn't talk about that I definitely want to mention, though, because I'm obsessed with it right now, is Real Wallet and Real Capital, because I really think that a lot of agents don't know about it. So I don't know where you want to start on that.
Okay, so Real Capital, you guys. So Real Wallet, Real essentially is like a fintech company. And the analogy that we use is like, look at Starbucks. They hold so much money. They hold over like $1 billion of capital that they get to use on these cards that everyone's prepaying, right? So because we have Real Wallet, all of our commissions and our revenue share and our stock are entering Real Wallet.
Yes.
They issue us debit cards. We get to receive rewards. So it's this amazing, like, it's one of the best fintech pieces I've ever seen.
Ever.
And then randomly one week, they go, hey guys, because we know your stock, we know your rev share, we know your commissions, we know your numbers more intimately than any banker would.
Yeah.
We're going to give you access to capital. Like
that.
On a whim. So, okay, so.
We should tell the story of yesterday, because I really think we were both like, that was so cool.
Yes, so tell us. So we open up our rev share, we open up our Real Wallet.
Yeah.
And then you have a pre-amount. For me, it was like, it would let me have $155,000 that day if I wanted.
Yeah, it does change based on like what is in there.
Commissions and stuff. And I think you had even more.
I had $195 one day, and I was like, wait, $195,000?
Yeah.
And then, I had $165 the other day.
Yeah, it changed based on, you know, whatever metrics.
Yeah.
But you took your first loan yesterday.
Yeah,
Tell
I did.
that story. Okay, so
I was kind of jealous because Aaron and Templeton had done this, and I was like, I want to speak directly to this. And I had this situation come up where I was like, okay, maybe I'll borrow against Real Capital and like see what the process is. And so I literally just went in, and it said borrow money, and I clicked borrow money, and I put in my amount, and it said it was going to charge me a $1 origination fee.
Yep.
And I hit the button, and I got an email, like, I think a couple hours later, that was like, you've been approved. And then I opened up my Real Wallet, and I had that money sitting in there, and I could transfer that money to my bank account. I can utilize it in there. Like, literally, it happened so instantly.
Yeah.
And the interest rate was fantastic on it too, compared to what else I was going to have to do. And so it was just a really cool experience, because I think, like, you know, I don't know. I was not expecting it to be that great.
Well, I think building businesses, having capital is one of the most important things. And you actually used it because there was a paid in full price for some education you were going to do, right? Or the monthly was going to be like $5,000 more.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, instead of using my reserves, I'll use this and save $5,000.
Yes.
It's
I know.
insane. So it's
I was like, this is so cool. I literally saved that much money.
I did, so the same thing. I borrowed $150. I didn't really need it, but I was just like, I want to try this, and I wanted to make a piece of content about it. And then I didn't even post it yet. But so I borrowed the $150, and like 10 seconds later, I have $150,000 in there.
Yeah.
And I had been waiting on a big deal to close for like $200,000. So I had let my business Amex and a couple other things build, which I normally always wipe to zero every month.
Yeah.
But I was waiting on this one, so I was kind of like, I don't want to like not get that to zero before the interest payment. So I used Real Capital, paid all those cards and all those expenses down. And then when that house closed, I just paid it. I was like,
I love that.
That speed allowed me to just save on interest.
Yeah, probably a ton.
And make a dope piece of content that I forgot to post. I got to post that.
You got to post that, and then you got to tag me.
So yeah, but this freaking company, I feel like they're in my brain. I'm like, how would I grow? What do I need?
Yes.
And then it shows up.
Yeah. Well, the other part, the profit first banking, is also like huge for me because when my money comes in each month, it automatically allocates whatever percentage I choose to go into a tax savings account, which has been so nice to not manually have to go in and do it. So like money comes in and I put 25% just automatically in a tax savings account so that at the end of the year, like thankfully I have an amazing tax strategist, but just in case I have this bucket already allocated to it. And I know some people are like, you can go in and do that. I don't go in and do it is the thing. So it's just nice to have that. And they're going to allow us to have other buckets inside of our bank account so that we can allocate even, other percentages, which I'm excited for.
Well, a lot of us run our businesses off the Profit First book.
Yep.
And you need like 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts based on what you want. And when I love that they gave us the business account and then the tax account.
Yes.
But now they're going to give us more.
Yes.
So if you wanted a dream home account, a marketing account,
a giving account,
tithe, whatever you want to do.
And especially for like us, like we have deposits happening like all the time, right? So from all the different businesses and just being like, oh my gosh, like I want to put 10% away for savings, and you're like, but there's so many deposits coming in. So this like automation I'm so happy about it.
I love it too because human beings, like I love studying finance and money, and like if it's not automated and out of your world, it's really hard to like claw that money back once you see it. But if it just never even hits and it just gets allocated, human nature says, okay, like
that's not mine.
I'll make this percent work, but if you give me 10 grand and now I got to go send 3 grand over here, I'm like, I want the 10.
I know. Yes.
It's silly, but
it works. It works for me at least. So.
Well, you have crushed it.
Thank you.
Any parting words for our lovely listeners? Which, by the way, people have been loving the pod, you guys.
I know.
And it's been getting us like a lot of people over to Real.
Yeah.
They're like, I've binged all the podcasts.
Yes.
I'm coming over. This person's coming over.
Yeah.
So it's working.
I know. It's working. It's awesome. Parting words? I don't know.
Just
do it.
Work hard, be kind.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Thanks, Kristen.